Now, I know if I woke up one day and realized that no one had any memory at all of the Beatles, it would just make me so upset because, first of all, the Beatles are amazing, of course. But the whole time you're thinking to myself, why couldn't we lose the memory of the Kardashians or Trump, Michael Bay? And with that, I'm working into another episode of The Romancer. My goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So, Yesterday, there's a movie here directed by Danny Boyle, who's a very good director. He's done a lot of good stuff in the past: 127 Hours, Slumdog Millionaire, Train Spotting, 28 Days Later. So he has a good resume. So I was very interested in what this movie would be, and particularly with the premise. And if you've seen the trailers, of course, you know here we have a character named Jack, played by Hamish Patel, who is a struggling musician. He can't really find his groove, find his way. He's working, odd jobs here and there, and he decides to kind of give up on music. And on that day, a particular day, he's riding his bike home, and all of a sudden a phenomenon around the world occurs where power is lost everywhere simultaneously for about 12 minutes. And during that time frame, he gets hit by a bus because it's dark outside. He falls over, knocks himself out, and the next day wakes up in a hospital. And soon after that, he comes to realize that the Beatles have been erased from history. No one remembers who the Beatles are except him. Even his old Beatles records are missing. Internet can't find anything on the Beatles and John, Ringo, etc., etc. So at this point, he kind of takes it upon himself to kind of take credit for their music and pawn it off as his own, which leads him to stardom. And of course, eventually that struggle with dealing with having to kind of have that monkey in his back where that's not really his music at all. So again, the premise is very interesting. It's kind of unique and a good take on it. And I really want to see what Boy will bring to the table with this. And I'm glad, at the end of the day, this is a movie that really blew my mind here. But it's a very delightful little film, very pleasant. It's got a lot of moments of humor, some heart in there. And the idea is nice. There's a good performances by Patel. And Lily James, who plays his love interest, the ever lovely Lily James. She can do no wrong in my eyes. She's really good in this movie. And it's well done, well put together. It's a very crowd pleasing movie, and on that sense, is one that I recommend you go watch. I mean, not necessarily in the theaters, but definitely one you can watch at home, get some enjoyment out of it. The main issue comes with what this movie didn't do. What could it have been? This could have been not just a great idea, but a great movie here. And I think Boyle plays it a little bit safe for my taste based on what he presented us. Now, although you're going to laugh and smile on this movie a lot, like I said, it's a very delightful film. It really is. But ultimately, this could have had it could have been more interesting, gave it a little more edge here, and gives a little more, explore more the dark side of a character which they kind of, it's very surface level, but they could have really dug deep as far as him and his struggle with taking credit for someone else's work, despite the fact that no one knows who Paul McCartney is and John Lennon, etc. There's a struggle that he needs to go through, and it's kind of brushed over and glossed over. And there's one particular scene where you think you sense there's a confrontation coming. Someone's gonna confront him about what he's doing, and it ends up kind of being safe and not really presenting a serious conflict. And that's probably the issue with the movie. It plays it very safe. It can be very hokey at times, and that's what the movie is. And I understand what Boyle's going for, but I think he missed opportunity to give us something very interesting, something very dark. Everything wraps up nice and neat, right? Nice happy ending. And that's fine, and I get it, and I think most audiences are going to enjoy that. For me personally, I would be much more interested in seeing a much darker take on this material, because I thought there's something really deep and interesting that they could have explored, and I thought he failed to do that. He just gave us a very surface level, safe, kind of nice little romantic comedy-ish with a great premise, and that's great. Again, it's entertaining. I enjoyed it. It's just something that I wanted to walk out of thinking, man, that was fantastic. This is, Danny Boyle's giving us some really good work. And this is a good movie by him, just not a great one. And in that sense, again, Lord, if he had high expectations, bring it down a little bit. And the reviews have been kind of mixed going into it. And I understand why, but this one, like I said, I still recommend you guys go watch it. It has good entertainment value. It's a nice little story. It's a great little premise. James and Patel really good together. It's good chemistry there, and I really enjoy that. And Boyle really handled that pretty well. Does it get a little hokey? Yeah. Is it safe? Yeah, sure it is. And that's this kind of movie you can pop in a Sunday afternoon. Either you go watch it in a matinee, or like I said, one I recommend you guys definitely watch it, even if it's just at home. It's good enough for that. This is the summertime. There's a lot of things coming out, so I understand that you guys pass over this movie. I get it, but this is one I think you definitely will enjoy watching down the road. So Yesterday, you guys are gonna check it out. I hope you do. Let me know what you guys thought. Comment below, and of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.